The city roared under a steel-gray dawn, its streets pulsing with the clamor of horns and hurried footsteps. Julian Kessler, a 47-year-old CEO of a financial firm called Apex Pulse, rushed toward a glass tower, his navy coat flapping, a loose button dangling from his sleeve. Critical board meeting loomed, one that could salvage his company from a market crash-threatening ruin. His breath caught, sharp with the weight of a life spent chasing control, his heart hollow since his brother's death a decade ago. A soft clink of thread against needle paused him mid-stride, drawing his gaze to a narrow tailor shop wedged between a deli and a bank. Inside, Amara Lynn, a 35-year-old seamstress with deft fingers and a scarf dotted with tiny embroidered stars, mended a jacket. Julian's loose button snagged on her shop's doorframe, popping free. Amara stepped out, her quiet smile warm, and offered to sew it back, saying even hurried men deserved to be whole. Her needle flashed, securing the button with a star-shaped stitch, its silver thread glinting, stirring a flicker of calm in Julian's racing chest. Julian stood in the shop's doorway, the scent of linen and lavender threading through the morning chill. The silver star stitch on his sleeve caught the dawn's light, a small beacon in his storm. Amara said, a stitch could hold more than fabric, that it could mend a moment. Julian, his watch ticking toward the meeting, muttered he had no time for metaphors, but his voice softened, her quiet smile disarming him. Her words echoed a warmth he'd buried with his brother's memory, a time when life felt stitched together. A young apprentice, 16-year-old Ezra Patel, swept the shop's floor, his broom tapping rhythmically. He looked up, saying the star stitch was Amara's signature, that it made everything stronger. Julian's fingers brushed the stitch, its silver thread smooth, grounding. Amara laughed softly, saying Ezra saw stories in every seam. The silver star glowed, a motif of resilience, tugging Julian from his rush into a fleeting pause, his heart caught by her calm presence. Julian stepped back into the city's pulse, the silver star stitch gleaming on his sleeve, a quiet rebellion against his hurry. Amara said he should return if another button fell, her voice light but steady, that she'd be there. Ezra grinned, saying her stitches lasted forever, like promises. Julian nodded, his briefcase heavy, but the stitch felt lighter, a thread tying him to something real. The board meeting loomed, its stakes a shadow over his shoulders, yet his steps slowed, Amara's smile lingering in his mind. The city's clamor pressed in, horns blaring, rain threatening, but the silver star stitch caught the street lamp's glow, a tiny constellation in the gray. Julian glanced back at the shop, its windows warm with golden light, Amara's silhouette bent over her work. The silver star, now a symbol of connection, pulsed in his chest, whispering of a life he might reclaim, a life stitched with care. In Apex Pulse boardroom, the air was thick with the scent of polished oak and desperation, screens flashing plummeting stocks. Julian stood, tall, his voice commanding, but his fingers grazed the silver star stitch, its thread a quiet anchor. The board demanded cuts, but Julian's mind drifted to Amara's shop, her quiet smile a contrast to the chaos. Colleague Nora Vega, a 41-year-old strategist with a habit of smoothing her necklace, noticed his distraction and asked if he was faltering, her tone sharp but concerned. Julian said he was fine, just tired, but his eyes betrayed him, fixed on the silver stitch. The meeting ended unresolved, the weight of Apex Pulse's future heavier than ever. Julian felt the silver star's pull, its shine a reminder of Amara's word stitches mending moments. He left the tower, drawn back to the shop, its warmth a refuge from the city's cold. The silver star glowed, its motif now a symbol of longing, urging him toward a truth he'd buried under ambition. In his office, Julian sat alone, the city's lights sprawling below, their glow hollow against the silver star's warmth. He poured a glass of Whiskey, its amber swirl sharp, but the stitch on his sleeve drew his hand instead, its thread smooth under his fingers. Amara's smile haunted him, a reminder of a life before Apex Pulse, before his brothers. Accident stole his heart. The silver star felt like a promise, a thread to a softer past. Nora knocked, entering with a report, saying she'd seen him falter, that he wasn't himself. Julian snapped, saying he didn't need her analysis, but his voice wavered. Nora stood firm, her necklace still, and said, "Even leaders deserve to feel alive." Her words, echoing Amara's, stirred Julian's buried hope. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine now a symbol of vulnerability, a call to reclaim the man he'd been before. Lost. The next morning, Julian returned to Amara's shop, the air crisp with the scent of thread and wax polish. The silver star stitch gleamed on his sleeve, its shine brighter in the daylight. Amara was mending a dress, her needle flashing, Ezra sweeping nearby. She looked up, her quiet smile blooming, and said she knew he'd return, that stars always brought people back. Julian, hesitant, said her stitch had stayed with him, that it felt like more than thread. Ezra paused his broom, saying Amara's stars held magic, that they fixed broken things. Amara offered Julian a cup of mint tea, its steam curling in the cool air. He accepted, the warmth seeping into his hands, the silver star stitch glowing beside him. The shop felt like a haven, its rhythm slowing his pulse. The silver star, now a symbol of belonging, tied him to Amara's world, its shine stitching his heart anew. Days passed, and Julian found himself at Amara's shop daily, drawn by the scent of linen and her quiet smile. The shop hummed with the clink of needles and Ezra's soft humming, its warmth a contrast to Apex Pulse. Cold steel. Amara shared her story, a widow who'd built the shop after loss, each stitch a defiance of grief. Julian listened, his walls crumbling, and said he'd lost his brother to a crash, that he'd buried his heart with him. Ezra, threading a needle, said Amara's stars made everything brighter, that Julian should try sewing one. Julian fumbled with the thread. Amara's laugh soft beside him, her laughter warm as the silver stars. Glow cracked open his soul. The silver star stitch rested on his sleeve, its shine now a symbol of renewal, weaving their stories together, urging Julian toward a love he hadn't dared dream of. At Apex Pulse, the board pressed for layoffs, but Julian resisted, his voice softer, guided by Amara's quiet strength. Nora, smoothing her necklace, said his change was saving the company, that she'd lost her father to ambition and saw hope in Julian's shift. He admitted a seamstress had shown him a new path, one stitched with care. Nora smiled, saying care was stronger than profit. The silver star stitch gleamed in his mind, its shine a reminder of Amara's smile, of a life beyond deals. That evening, Julian returned to the shop, the air rich with the scent of cotton and candle wax. Amara said he looked lighter, like a man finding his thread. Julian shared that her stitch had changed him, that felt like a second chance. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine now a symbol of hope, blooming in the space between them, tying their hearts to a shared future. Julian began sketching stars, his office desk littered with drawings, the silver star stitch pinned above. The act felt like reclaiming a piece of himself, a spark from a youth spent drawing before ambition took over. He showed Amara a sketch of her shop, silver stars woven into the fabric, and said it was for her gift. Amara studied it, her eyes bright, saying it wasn't just a shop, it was him stitching himself whole. Ezra clapped, saying Julian's stars were almost as good as Amara's stitches. Amara offered him a silver-threaded scarf, saying it matched his heart. Julian took it, its fabric soft, the scent of lavender grounding him. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine now a symbol of love's quiet growth, weaving Julian into Amara's world, into a life he was beginning to embrace. Apexpulse board demanded restructuring, but Julian stood firm, saying, people were their strength, not numbers. The air was heavy with the scent of coffee and tension, Nora nodding support, her necklace still. Julian said a seamstress had taught him what mattered, her stitches. Stronger than any deal. Nora backed him, saying his heart was there. Future. The silver star stitch gleamed, its shine a reminder of Amara's quiet smile of a life worth fighting for. At the shop, Amara welcomed him, the air rich with the scent of wool and thread. She said he looked different, like a man who'd found his seam. Julian admitted he'd let Apexpulse falter, but he'd found something greater, her Ezra himself. Ezra tied a silver star charm to Julian's briefcase, saying it matched Amara's stitches. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine now a symbol of courage, blooming into love between them. Julian visited Amara's shop daily, each trip a step toward love. The silver star stitch, now frayed but vibrant, marked his sleeve like a bow. He helped Amara mend fabrics, his hands clumsy but eager. Ezra, laughing at his efforts. Amara said he was learning that stitches took time like hearts. Julian laughed, saying she was his teacher, his home. Ezra tied a silver star in Julian's hair, saying he was family now. Nora stopped by, her necklace glinting, saying she'd pushed for change. At Apexpulse, inspired by Julian's courage, she admired Amara's shop, saying it felt like hope. Amara offered her a star-stitched patch, saying hope was sewn in small things. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine now a symbol of family, weaving Julian, Amara, Ezra, and Nora into a shared tapestry of love and strength. Julian stepped back from Apexpulse, passing leadership to Nora, who balanced profit with purpose. He spent his days at Amara's shop, sketching stars, the silver star stitch pinned above his desk. Amara said his sketches were beautiful, that they captured her heart. Ezra added a star to his sketch, saying it needed more light. Julian laughed, saying they'd taught him what light was. One evening, under the shop's golden lights, Julian took Amara's hand, saying her stitch had made him stay forever, had sewn his heart whole. Amara's eyes glistened, saying love was just a thread, grown with care. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine now a symbol of devotion, thread tying their hearts forever. Julian felt whole, the shop his home, its stitches his future. Months later, Julian and Amara opened a community sewing workshop beside the shop, its walls lined with star-stitched fabrics, silver threads, glinting everywhere. Julian taught kids to sew, Amara beside him, the air rich with thread and laughter. Nora visited, saying the workshop was Apexpulse's heart, a gift to the city. Ezra tied a silver star to a child's project, saying it was for Julian, for making everything shine. Julian took Amara's hand, saying her stitch had sewn their stars. Together had made him stay. Amara smiled, saying love was a seam, holding strong. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine now a symbol of legacy, of love rooted deep. Julian felt his brother's memory not as loss, but as a thread woven into his heart, forever bright. The workshop thrived, a haven in the city's pulse. Julian and Amara sewed daily, their hands moving in rhythm, Ezra's laughter mingling with the scent of linen and wax. Nora brought Apexpulse interns, saying the workshop taught them care, not just profit. Ezra tied silver stars to every project, saying they were wishes for love. One evening, Amara handed Julian a star-stitched coat, saying it was for him, for their love that grew from a button. Julian took it, his heart full, saying she was his forever, his light. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine now a symbol of joy, of lives woven by a single act. The workshop's fabric swayed, their stars a testament to love's quiet power. Years later, the workshop was a city landmark, its silver stars a symbol of love's endurance. Julian, his hair graying, sewed with Amara, their Hands steady, their love a quiet light. Ezra, now a young man, taught classes, his star-stitched projects filling the walls. Nora, leading a thriving Apex Pulse, said the workshop was their heart, a gift from Julian and Amara's love. One night, under the workshop's golden lights, Julian took Amara's hand, saying her quiet smile had made him stay forever, had sown his soul. Oh, Amara smiled, saying love was just a stitch, nurtured by time. Ezra hugged them, saying they were his favorite constellation. The silver star stitch glowed, its shine a final note of love, of lives, transformed by a small act. The city hummed softly, the workshop alive, the stars eternal.